Hello, this is Paulette Downey, and I'm just back with kind of like a mini video here regarding hearing the voice of God. And so, just this is of a side note to hearing the voice of God. It's something that the Holy Spirit has been speaking to me about since doing the videos or the messages that I gave last week. So, with respect to hearing the voice of God, it it is important that we as believers do hear the voice of God, because by hearing the voice of God, by knowing when He's speaking to us, when the Holy Spirit is speaking, Jesus is speaking to us, then we are not going to be misled in any way. So that's why it is so important. I just want to reiterate the importance of developing a relationship with God where you are hearing His voice. And the only way you're going to ever be able to truly hear the voice of God is to constantly be in His presence and constantly do the things that I have mentioned. Doing in order to press in to hearing His voice. We are going in, we're already in an age where deceiving spirits are arising. This is happening. And so what is happening is, of course, we know that the Antichrist is at one point going to make his appearance, but in order to make his appearance on earth, he has to have the soil ready with his, with his doctrine. So what he is doing right now is he's just planting seeds throughout the world, and he's basically rising up agents of Satan. And so these agents are what they're out to do is to really destroy the lives of Christians, really, and destroy the plans and the things that God is trying to release into the world. So in order for him to do that, he is going to try and infiltrate his agents into Christian environments, whatever that may be. And so in order for him to do that, of course, he has to get them trained up in various ways, trained up by going to church, trained up maybe by going to seminary, trained up in so many different ways so that they can look the part of what Christians are used to looking for when they see a Christian person. As we all know, not everyone who attends church is attending church for God. There are ulterior motives involved. So it is important that we know the voice of God, so our spirit is sensitive to these spirits. So when we meet people who are not of God, people who are deceiving in any way, we will be able to detect who we are dealing with, simply because our spirits are so heightened by with the Holy Spirit giving us a message, allowing us to know, allowing us to see what is truth from what is not truth. So we also need to, also pray. If, you can ask God, for the gifts of prophecy or the gifts of visions and dreams, which is also, visions and dreams, that's also a form of prophecy. They're seers. That's what you would call a seer. And being heightened, have your discernment and wisdom heightened, ask for these things. And I mean, if you're sincere in these requests, if God knows that what you're going to do with these gifts that you are asking him for, he will give them to you. So, so that you can, protect yourself and also help others, in becoming more sensitive to the voice of God and the things of God. But in this day and age, it is so important that we know what God's voice sounds like. And we know we are able to discern angelic spirits from satanic, demonic spirits. We need to know this, and it's important that we do know this. I know of the church that I attended in Canada. it was very much about, like we would have speakers come in, and they would be able to tell you, like they would, be there on stage talking, whatnot, and they wouldn't point out these agents, but they would mention it. They would mention the witches. They would mention the people who are agents of Satan. They wouldn't call them out by name. They wouldn't point them out, but they knew. They could spot it. I myself, when attending my church, because of the Spirit of God, He allowed me to see a lot of these things as well. So, but this is because of the time being spent with God, allowing your spirit to be sensitive towards the spirits that are coming at us, so that they don't derail us in any way. So it is very important that like the spirit of or the discernment. The gift of discernment is very important, knowing who you're dealing with, knowing what decisions to make, knowing when to make them. Like all this, very important. These are very important gifts that we need as followers of Jesus Christ for our lives, and also as like being disciples and spreading the gospel throughout the world when trying to win people over. So I just wanted, because I did mention that pray. You can pray and you can ask for these things. You can ask for the gift of prophecy. You can ask for the gift of visions and dreams if this is something you're not, you don't have. You can ask for these things, and like if in earnest, God knows that you are going to do good with them, then He will give them to you. And so also in discernment is very important. Like I said, it is so important to be able to know who you're dealing with, and be able to discern the spirits that are coming at you, because this age that we are in right now, and this is the age that Jesus talked about, where there are going to be a lot of deceiving spirits, and the only way in which we truly can avoid being swayed or persuaded by these spirits is to have the gifts, being able to hear God's voice clearly, and being able to know when we are dealing with deceiving spirits. So that's all I wanted to say on this, and see you very soon. Okay, take care. Bye. Mwah.